Everybody, and welcome back to another video on the Military and Surplus channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the Polish MC-1 Respirator. So before we start the video, I'm finally back in my old recording setup. Chair, ladders, bicycle, and one subscriber called it the Bike and Broom, which I think is quite a cool name for it. So with that out of the way, let's get to the video. So the Polish MC-1 is a copy and clone of the Czechoslovakian CM3 Respirator. The Polish mask is made of a green olive colour rubber, unlike the CM3, which uses a grey coloured rubber. I'll get this out the satchel now to show you. As you can see, the satchel is a WZ68 Mora pattern. This also came in the light green pattern, I believe it is. Not pattern, just colour. And undoes with this here. I don't know what that's called at the minute. So that just keeps like the bag done up pretty much, and that just slides through there. So as you can see here, sorry about that guys, as you can see here we have the mask. It does have some surface rust on it, unfortunately. This was only about £10 though, so I'm not complaining, to be honest. So we'll set that down there, and in the bag we have the filter, and here it is, the anti-fogging pencil. So I'll just put this all in shot for you guys now. It's going to be more difficult. Yeah, we'll just do that. So for God's sake, the Polish version features a black valve assembly, while the Czechoslovakian CM3 version features a bakelite housing. Sorry about that, I keep hitting the camera. As you can see, it has a filter port which is 40mm GOST, as you can see here. The filter just screws on, which, if you don't know how that works, that just screws up in there, and there you are. Take the bottom plug out and you've got a working mask. Or, well, would have 40 years ago, but you get the point. So basically, that's the filter port there. My washer did fall out, so about 2 hours ago I just got some super glue and just super glued it back in. And that's dried by now, so that's good. And as you can see, or what you can't see, is an exhale valve. So you're probably thinking, where does the air come out of when you're finished? But as you can see, under this cap here is a voice diaphragm, which is very, very, very cheaply made. It's literally just a metal sheet of mesh, and is incredibly fragile, so you really do want to be careful with this, and don't lose it. But this is the exhale valve here, as you can see. It's just a single exhale valve, which isn't the best, because if that gets stuck open like that, you're going to breathe in contaminated air, and that's probably not going to be a very good day for you then. But that's basically the voice diaphragm there. I'll just pick the actual mesh bit up here. Then how this voice diaphragm works is, the air coming out reverberates against this, which creates like a buzzing noise, and it amplifies your voice and makes the vibrations in your voice louder and makes it more obvious and clear to hear for other people. So that's the valve assembly there. As you can see, it's attached by this metal band here on the mask. That's slightly rusty as well, but like I've said, this was £10 for pretty much a full kit, so I'm not complaining about that, to be honest. So that's just attached, that goes under the rubber, then that metal bar there, metal thing is like crimped on there. As you can see, or as you may not be able to see at the minute, it features a 6-point head harness, and the straps are made out of an elastic, canvasy sort of material, which is pretty good in my opinion. Just when it gets this old, it becomes all stiff and quite fragile at times. Just put that there for now. But as you can see, it features a similar sort of system to a lot of other masks. You just pull that through there, tighten it up. When I first got the mask, it was incredibly stiff to pull these things. It was just like unbearably hard, and it's still very stiff there. But as you can see, that's how you tighten it up. Set that off to the side for a minute. Where is it? Here it is. Put that there. So it does feature that system, and is literally just like has this rubber bit that goes over the strap, so it doesn't obviously fly off when you're using it. On the back of the mask features this like square pad where all the straps attach to. Then that goes on the back of your head, and they all attach to it and just makes it more firm and comfortable on your head. So the eyepieces are very, very, very similar to SHM41, SHM-Ps, SHM62Us, GP5s, whatever you want to call it, just stuff like that pretty much. They're pretty much the same, if not the same. As you can see, they've got some slight rust on mine, and my lenses are quite dirty. But obviously these have a tendency to fog up, even though there is a TSO deflector system in there, TSO deflector, however you want to say it. But mine doesn't appear to work, so that's where this little thing comes in handy. What this is a anti-fogging soap, I believe it's called. Then it's on this little stick, then you rub that inside the lenses, and that will stop fogging up of the lenses. If you play airsoft, it's similar to that sort of thing, where you rub it on the lenses, then wipe it off when it's dry, excess, then your lenses don't fog up, or skiing or whatever. Very similar to that. So the filter used with the Polish MC-1 masks is called the MS3 filter. This, I've opened mine up, but brand new it would have a paper thing stuck across saying Phaser, which is the company that produced this, like, what's the word, stuck across there to make sure this is definitely untampered with. And same with the top, you can see a bit of the residue there, where it was. But this does look fairly similar to a GP5 filter, in like shape and that. The verdict isn't out yet whether these do or don't contain asbestos. With it being Eastern Bloc and Cold War, I'm going to go towards more the side they do. But just breathing through it for like 10 minutes or something will do nothing. As long as the filter isn't leaking or anything, you'll be perfectly fine. As you can see, mine says MS4, when that's quite different, when it's meant to be an MS3 filter. So if any of you guys know what that means, I've just noticed that, to be honest. So if you guys know what that means, you could tell me in the comments below. But this is meant to be an MS3 filter and has MS4 printed on it. That's different. Never seen that before. But alright, back to what I was saying. So yeah, the verdict isn't out. It probably does contain asbestos, but I don't need to make a big deal over it. If not all Eastern Bloc ones contain it. And if you don't know where it's stored, where it is, that's an absolute nightmare to pull out. If you can see there, I don't know if you can see it on the lighting, but there is like little gaps like there. That's where the paper is, the paper filter on the bottom, and it's just like woven like that over and over and over on itself, and there's asbestos weave inside of that, which basically makes it a very good filter, but obviously dangerous to health if you're inhaling it, which is something you don't want to do, really. Put the filter plug back in. These were very, very, very cheap masks to design. As you can see, that's plastic, and there's barely any metal on it at all. And for the voice diaphragm, it's not even like the Soviet one where it's like the plastic, it's literally just a metal grid mesh thing. And is a single valve assembly, so that makes it so cheap to produce that millions upon millions were made. They were originally made for the Polish army and civil defence, but only saw use for civilians and civil defence up until the end of the Cold War. I believe the MUA OM14 was used instead of this. I see why. It's a lot better in the field than what this would have been. But obviously with having millions upon millions produced, it's very, very common to see them on flea markets and surplus shops in, and not even in Poland, to be honest, since these are, well, there was millions made. Most of them you'll find will just be the mask and a filter and a bag. Most times if you find them, you'll be quite lucky to get one of these. I didn't get a instruction manual, like a little sheet about that big with instructions on it, which I'm slightly annoyed about, but like I've said for about the 8th time now, it was £10, so I can't fault that. And obviously, if you do find them, don't pay over £20 for one in pristine condition. That's just a scam at that point, and you don't want to pay over that. So everybody, this was my video on the Polish MC-1 Respirator. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, dislike it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video, and cheerio.